Hello everyone, welcome back to Ileum Biology for another interesting lecture on mutations. This is class number 38 and I am continuing with the mutation part. Today in this lecture I am going to discuss about chromosomal aberrations. See, I have already discussed about this entire slide in our last video. I would request you to please go through the last two videos on mutations so that you can get a better understanding for this lecture. Now, as I told you, mutations are of two types. If a single gene is involved, then it is a point mutation, and if multiple genes or a part of chromosome or the entire chromosome is involved, then these are called as chromosomal mutations. In the last video, I have already covered about point mutations. Today I am going to discuss about chromosomal mutations. Now, chromosomal mutations might involve either the number or the structure. That means either there is a change in the structure of a chromosome or number of chromosomes are changed. If there is a change in the structure of chromosome, then such mutations are called as chromosomal aberrations. And if there is a change in the number of chromosomes, then it is called as heteroploidy. Heteroploidy would be discussed in our upcoming lectures. Today I am going to discuss about chromosomal aberrations. That means those mutations that involve a change in the structure of the chromosomes. Now, chromosomal aberrations are of four types: deletion, inversion, duplication and translocation. In this video I am going to discuss about deletion and inversion, and duplication and translocation are discussed in our next video. Let's start with the deletion part. See, as I told you, deletion is a chromosomal aberration. That means it involves a change in the structure of a chromosome. Deletion, as the name suggests, removal or deletion of a part of the chromosome. There is a loss of a part of a chromosome or a segment of the chromosome which leads to the loss of those genes. We all know genes are present on the chromosomes only. If there is a loss of any part of chromosomes, then all the genes present on those chromosomes will be lost. Let's understand this part with a very basic figure. Let's say this is a chromosome with 6 segments on it: A, B, C, D, E and F. Now, what does deletion mean? Deletion involves loss of a part or a segment of a chromosome. Look at this. The part B or the segment B is lost after mutation. So, this is a type of a chromosomal aberration because it is leading to a change in the structure of chromosome. There is no segment B in this part. So, this is a chromosomal aberration. Look at this figure. In this figure, this entire area is deleted in the chromosome, leading to a chromosomal aberrations. Now, deletion are of two types. Let's understand this in a very basic way. See, this is the first type, in which this part which involves A and B is lost, and after mutation there is no part A and B in this chromosome. So there is loss of this segment. In this second case, there is a loss of part C and D. That means C and D is lost, and there is A, B and direct E and F. No C and D part is present. So the basic difference is that in the first case, a part of the chromosome is lost which was forming the ends. That is, the terminal part of the chromosome is lost. So such kind of deletion is called as a terminal deletion because the terminal part of the chromosome is lost. But in this case, an interstitial part of chromosome, in a middle part of chromosome is lost. So this is called as interstitial or intercalary type of deletion. So this is very simple. Let's discuss about a syndrome called as Cry-Duchat syndrome, which is associated with deletion, and it is due to a chromosomal aberration called as deletion. This is Cry-Duchat syndrome, and that's how children having Cry-Duchat syndrome look like. See, what is the basic cause of Cry-Duchat syndrome? The basic cause is the terminal deletion of P arm of chromosome 5. We all know that a chromosome has got two types of arms: short arms and long arms. So in this case, the P arm, that is the short arm of chromosome number 5, is lost, and this is a type of terminal deletion. That is the reason that Cry-Duchat syndrome is also called as 5p minus syndrome. Why 5p minor syndrome? Because 5 is the chromosome number 5th, p is the short arm, and minus means loss, that is deletion. That's why it is also called as 5p minus syndrome. You can very clearly see that this is 5p minus syndrome. There is loss of the short arm of chromosome number 5. Now, why is this called as a cry-do-cat syndrome? That's because infants with this syndrome, when they cry, they sound like a cat experiencing pain. The cry is very high pitched. So remember, cry-do-cat syndrome is a 5p minus syndrome, and that is because of there is deletion of short arm of chromosome number 5. That's why it is called as cry-do-cat syndrome. So that was the first type of chromosomal aberration, that is deletion. Let's discuss the second type, that is called as inversion. See, inversion again is a very simple concept. Let's say this is the original sequence of DNA, and in this chromosome, what has happened? This chromosome got split at this point and at this point. It got split at these points, and after splitting, it inverted and reunited. Inverted and reunited. The T which was present here has reunited after getting inverted. See, this T has come over here and this A has come over here. That simply means splitting of the chromosome and getting reunited after getting inverted, but in the same chromosome. So I hope you got my point. So inversion involves breakage of chromosomal segments, and after breakage they are reunited in the same chromosome but after getting inverted in the reverse order. Now, why I am emphasizing on this word same? That's because, listen to this carefully, if a part of a chromosome is lost and it gets reunited on the same chromosome, then it is called as inversion, and if it is united on other chromosome, then it is called as translocation. So translocation is entirely different from inversion, and I'll discuss translocation in our upcoming videos. So you have to remember this, that in inversion the reunion after splitting takes place on the same chromosome. So this is inversion. Now again, inversion is of two types. See, this is the normal chromosome, and these are two cases of inversion. Now in this first case, what has happened? See, this is the sequence E and F. Now in the first case, it got split at this part and it got reunited in the inverted manner. That means this E came over here and this F came over here. See, this is simple inversion, and it is involving only a single arm of the chromosome. See, this is the single arm of chromosome. It is not involving the centromere. But in the second case, as you can see, there is a split at this part and it got inverted like this. So D came over here and C came over here. So this kind of inversion is involving both the arms, and is also involving the centromere. So the first case is called as paracentric type of inversion, which does not involve centromere and there is only a single arm involved. But in the case of pericentric, peri means what? Peri means around. That means pericentric means around the centromere. That means the centromere is also involved, and both the arms are involved in this case. So this is the difference between paracentric and pericentric type of inversion. Now here is a question for you. Which type of inversion is seen in the following figure? So let's discuss it. See, there is a split at this point and this point, and it got inverted in this manner. B came over here and E came over here. It is involving the centromere, so it is obviously a pericentric type of inversion because it is involving both arms of the chromosome. Now the question is, what is the impact of inversion? How does inversion changes the genetics? That's because let's discuss it with a very simple example. As I told you, I have already discussed about this example. Now the segments C and D has inverted. It is involving the centromere. It is a pericentric type of inversion. Now listen to this carefully. During meiosis, during Pachydon stage of meiosis first, we all know there is crossing over. and crossing over leads to variations. If there is a change in the segments of the chromosomes, then it would surely change the way of crossing over. We all know that all the genes present on the chromosomes involves some type of crossing over with their homologous chromosome. The distance between those genes determine the percentage of linkage or the crossing over. So in this case there is a change in the sequence of genes. That's why there would surely be a change in the percentage of crossing over or linkage, thereby changing the entire genetics. So it basically affects the crossing over, affecting the entire genetics. So that's how inversion creates an impact. So that's it. Thanks a lot for watching us. Thanks a lot for connecting with us. In the next video we are discussing about more different types of chromosomal aberrations. I hope you liked the video. Thanks a lot for watching us.